Hello everyone, Neofizz here, and welcome back to my short series on the worlds I made in Minecraft before I started recording. And this is the third episode of world number 4 that I had done. And here we are in the nether where we left off last time, because here in the nether I had a few extra nether portals I had put in that take me to distant lands. So here I'll quickly run down to one that I had set up here. And here I put in a sign that this is the portal to the northwest overworld. So make a run for it here, and so we don't waste too much time. And here we are, to the northwest in the overworld. And hopefully it's daytime. You can see this took me down into a cave, and that's okay because, well, you know, this is at least 2,000 blocks away from where my main fort was set up, and it took a bit of time for me to navigate my way through here, but I eventually figured out where I was going. Put a staircase in. Ah, good, it's daytime, so it won't be deadly and dangerous here. And this put me out into this taiga snow biome. So you can see I did a little bit of building here. And this was an elevator that I had set up using the mine carts, which I thought was really cool because it's so much faster than any of those darn piston elevators. And I had set up this kind of little resort house way out here in the snow biome. So this was okay. I was planning to do more expanding out in this area, but the 1.3 came along and I ended up having to start a new world in order to take advantage of some of the features that it had. Oh, I don't have a minecart, so I can't actually show you the minecart business with this, but I might show it to you at the end of the episode when I'm back at the fort. So if we go up further, all the way up, we have a minecart that goes, whoa, way off to nowhere's land in the sky, because we're way up at level 105, which is pretty close to touching the clouds here. And when you got here, it would say, welcome to the Taiga Hills Resort. And I was going to build this huge resort out here, but like I say, 1.3 came along and I had to change things. So here I can take my little jump down to the resort level, or I could have taken it down to the ground level. And before I built that, I actually made this walkway here to actually walk all the way to that. We'll quickly run this up the stairs. And it's kind of fun setting this up because I kept getting into night and the mobs would come and I would have to deep back up in here and sleep it off so that they would go away. But like I say, I don't come out here that often anymore, and I don't play this world anymore either, so there's nothing to worry about for resetting this up or anything. So we'll make our way back quickly here, back into the depths of the caves. And I did a little bit of exploring around here and gathered a little bit of resources, but a lot of it's been left behind because it isn't actually needed. I think this is the way to go. Yep. Oh, there's the doorway. It takes me back to the portal. So we hop into the portal. And here we are back here again. And we can go back down where we came from. And this is a little bit of a run here to get back where the house is. Because from the house there's another portal that I can get to. And this was a lot of fun setting this up. I just had a blast wandering around and and checking out the nether and finding things and making tunnels to them and whatnot, so that generally I just don't have to be out in the open where all the danger is. I can just run from place to place in these tunnels. And here I did actually make an opening here where I could go and look out, but I didn't do much of that because there wasn't a need to. Usually I come to the nether just to kill Blaze, and that was it. So I used the tunnels to get everywhere, and that was good because I'd always be safe in the tunnels. So as you can see, very extensive nether operations here. I played around with a few different kinds of blaze farms, and that was good because I could see what would work best, what took the least resources, and whatnot. So we'll go back this way where we were in the last episode, because when I run down this way, we didn't go through this second door up here. These double doors. We didn't go through this one because this one has a portal that goes to a village that I found. I ended off sailing across the deep blue sea until I found an island that was all desert. And when I got there, I actually went there because I knew there was desert and I wanted sand, and sand seemed to be hard to come by where I was. So, I sailed out to here, and there's a little dock that I set up when I sailed out. And let's get away from the noise of that. But then when I was here harvesting sand, I realized that there was a village here. And this was all like made of sandstone, but I spent time, reworking it all to be made of, different kinds of materials. I used the gardens a bit, but I didn't really expand. We didn't have the potatoes or the carrots yet, so it was just plain wheat gardens. And after converting all the buildings, I then started expanding. And I started making more buildings. And you can see we've got a few different sized buildings here. We had these big, huge communal buildings, which were kind of neat. And they would breed like crazy because of all the doors that I put here. And I didn't actually know about Doc M's little trick to make them spawn like crazy, so I just knew if you had lots of doors, they would multiply like crazy. And it naturally spawned some of these iron golems, and I eventually figured out that if I did this little rim around the water, that the golem wouldn't get stuck in there. And I had to put this fence here to keep the golems out and to keep the villagers out, because they seemed to like to go down to the beach and hang out there even after it got dark, which was kind of spooky. Alright, and I even made this big huge I don't know what I would consider to be low rental section of town here, where it's just a ton of little buildings squished up against each other. There's lots of little buildings for them, and they could it would give me lots of doors and they would multiply more. But you can see it's not really very populated here, because as soon as I built those communal buildings that have the zillions of doors, they tended to want to hang out there. So now about the only place I'm seeing villagers in big numbers is over in this spot now. And I don't know, when I take a look here, if I get back a little, what have I got? I've got, I don't know, what about maybe 40 or 50 villagers in total, possibly? It says I have 105 entities here, but I think they're including more than the villagers, right? Must be. And you can see I did some tree farming out here, which was kind of good, because I needed lots of wood for the building and whatnot that I was doing. So I had 3 major tree farms, as you can see here. And that's about it. Now at the same time, let's go way back over here where the garden is. At the same time, I had also tunneled my way here. Before I actually built this before I worked out the details of how you work these nether portals, I wanted to get here without the boat, so I had built this tunnel over here that gets me there. So I could go down here. And this actually leads off to an abandoned mine shaft down there that I'm not going to show you because y'all have seen abandoned mine shafts and you know what they look like. But you can see this went right through a ravine, and I didn't protect it because I wasn't involved with doing that kind of thing yet, so I didn't put glass over it. This tunnel just goes and goes and goes and goes. Like I say, it was like probably close to 2,000 blocks to get back. So that was just insane, right? That I would tunnel that whole distance. But, you know, if I didn't have a boat, I could run back through the tunnel instead of trying to, you know, swim all the way. Uh-oh, it's coming to nighttime. Well, let's deke into the portal. We won't have to worry about day or night if we deke into the portal. Oh, we can make our run back. And what I'll think I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get myself a minecart and I'll do a quick flash run of where the minecart's headed to. Because that was kind of a neat sort of deal as well. Oh, close the door. Don't let the draft in. So when I take this, this would take me back to this tower that I had built. And you can hear the dogs and cats making lots of sound. Let's do a quick sleepy bye here so I don't have to face the mobs too much. And we'll make our run, and hopefully there's not a creeper standing outside the door. I don't expect there to be, but there has been at times, and I've had to rebuild this walkway a few times because I'd be running down and suddenly there's a creeper around the corner and he blows up part of the walkway on me. So that would be neat. So yeah, you can see this big overhead bridging that I had minecart tracks on, and I used that for a bit of transportation. It was kind of fun, but it's a little bit noisy now. At the time, minecarts didn't make a lot of noise, but now they do. So I don't use it so much anymore. But it's still okay when you do use it because it gets you. It's probably one of the fastest modes of transport. And I never did show this branch mine down here, but you know, you've seen branch mines, so it's no big deal. And this here, well, I never showed you this too, because this was just a pit that I had found. And what I had done is I built this sort of shelter around it. I think we saw this in episode 1. We saw this shelter from a distance. And it was just, I sort of built this just so that mobs couldn't come wandering down this way into my area. Here we are back in the habitat. So you can see in this world I really did a lot. I was working with this for quite some time and had a heck of a good time with it. Had a really good time with it. Okay, so I got a minecart here. So let's grab the minecart. And I can go up to where we make use of it. That's what this walkway was for, was just to get up to where the minecart track is. Ooh, yeah. And this was a crazy building. All I did was, I built it too high. I didn't really need it to go as high as it did, but I think I went up to like the sky limit. As soon as it hit the clouds, I think is when I stopped. So you can see I had mine track going 2 different ways here. Which way is which now? Okay, we'll go this way first, because this is, this one actually led to a dead end. Oops. Let's try that again. There. And we're off. Okay, and I think I'll fast forward this so that you don't get too bored with it. So, you can see here, this came to a nice dead end. I had plans to eventually expand this, but I never actually did, once again because we upgraded to the 1.3 and there was a lot of changes. So, it was a good view from up here at least. But I'm going to zoom back again and we'll take the other track. Alright, so here we are. We can now hop on to the other track. Hey, don't do that. There. And we're off once again. This was a good stop-off point that I had, where I could shelter myself if I needed to. Not much, just a little quick overnight shelter, because when I was building, nighttime did come, and that created problems. So, this was here just for that reason, so I could get away when I needed to. And we're off once again. Oops. Now what the heck happened there? I've never had that happen where it just pops you off all of a sudden. Or am I still in it and it's just all glitched out on me? Because it looks like I'm still sitting, doesn't it? Weird. Weird. Oh boy. Oh boy. So I can run along here, but I'm sitting. And the minecart's still ripping along. Uh-oh. We glitched out bad. Yikes. And the world's going kablooey on me. Aye. Oh boy, isn't this neat? Oh well, I guess I'm gonna have to log out and see if I can fix it. Boy, that was just too weird. When I logged out and logged back in, I was still in the minecart and way away from this spot. I thought, well, I'll come back to here and show you. This is where I had a little bit of a setup there on the edge of this jungle biome where I found the ocelots that I tamed. And I had a nether portal that I put there. When I jumped into that, it would take me back to my main nether base. And when I went back in, it would take me back to my main base again. So I thought that was a nifty shortcut to have. And we're going to try this again and see if we can do it without it going all weird on us. So we'll hop back in and we're off. And here you can see we've got a little stop-off transfer point that we come to here. And at this point, this is where I built another shelter, and it was just a nice cozy little spot here with on top of the mountain that I could work with a bit, and then set up the transfer point to go further. So we're gonna hop on and head out. And here you have it. We made it all the way to the Taiga Hills Resort. And this is where no resort expansion actually occurred. So we're going to do a quick run all the way back to the other end in super fast mode now. Yay! So here we are back at the ranch. Or the habitat, that is. And that just about ends it. So I hope you enjoyed watching this third episode of world number 4 of the worlds I played before I started recording in Minecraft. So I hope you enjoyed watching. Thanks for coming by. Everybody take care. And until next time, this is Neofizz signing out.